But you're saying it is okay to have kids out of a
Wedlock.
yeah.
The reason why I'm saying it's okay is because I'm very aware that there are so many different reasons why it may happen, and I'm not going to judge those different reasons. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to say, oh, this is a better reason than this, or this is a more acceptable reason than this, because at the end of the day, that child is still going to grow up and live in that society or live in that family framework. Because when we look at society today, it's not two parents and three kids in one household. A lot of the times, it's either single parents, divorced parents, or like parents that probably weren't even there, foster care, no parents at all.
You just pick a word la. I'll take it. Is this because your mom and I we divorced? That is why you're thinking about no, I can, yeah.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think you guys getting divorced only allowed me to think more critically about marriage.
Yeah.
But also, it allowed me to think critically about a lot of things in life in general. Because I've always been a critical thinker.
So.
But I wouldn't say that, oh yeah, that's the reason why. Because for me, obviously, if you get married, there's a chance of divorce. I'm not scared of divorce.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of separation because that's also a part of life. The idea of forever is, I wouldn't say it's naive, but it's not something that is always going to be achievable. Because how long is forever?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because someone's forever can only be like 10 years and they die, but someone else's could be 90 years.
Yeah, guys, take the lesson from Diana. Yeah, she's preaching right now.
But forever is endless.
Forever is endless, but endless time is different for people. Do you know what I mean?
But how do you measure time? You said it was 10 years.
No, I'm saying that. No, so I'm saying forever can be 10 years for someone. So I could be in a marriage for 10 years of my life. Like, let's say I get married now, and then 30, God forbid, I die. I've been married for 10 years. That was my forever. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I could get married now and be married until I am 92 years old. All of that time, that's my forever. Your love or that time period is your forever. But at the same time, if your forever gets cut short, let's say I get a divorce, that doesn't mean the love that happened there wasn't valid or it wasn't my forever for that time period. It just means that that chapter was closed, because a forever can close. Forever is not always endless.
But
sometimes it can be, but it's not.
You know when you get married and let's say the priest says, till you die, do you part? People believe that when you join together, two flesh becomes one. Your soul's tied together, so when you die, you're still together forever. So forever's forever.
So then what happens when you divorce?
Divorce, you break it.
Do your souls disconnect?
Because it's divorce, you break it.
But then, that's the thing though. When you get divorced, the divorce isn't the same. It doesn't have the same traditional value as a marriage. So when you're getting divorced, does your souls actually untie? Do you know what I mean? That's on a deeper level. Like
well,
that's.
Some people say that when you have sex before marriage, your soul's tied in, and you can't. That's why people say sex outside of marriage is bad.
Yeah, it's prohibited. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That one I can't argue with. That one I can't argue with.
So this was part of the conversation that I missed the other day. I'm glad that I've got two lovely kids in this living room right now talking, and the other one I don't know where he is, but definitely it's gonna be here. Yeah, the missing part. You know, it's always a blessing to have kids who can have the courage to say whatever they were saying. Guys, can you realize that? I feel like they drop water on me.
The African dad is shaking. Shaking!
Yeah, so it's always good to have...
But that's the thing though.
Yeah.
these conversations, like we said it before, these conversations most of the time are not had, but the information and the way that we're talking, it's something that we're going to talk about even if we don't talk about it with our parents.
So why you don't talk? Okay, you, I can't say you because everyone knows that you talk. Why do you think there are people or young people or parents who would love to have this moment and stop watching football and listen to you? If they don't do it, is there kids or young who do like to talk to their parents about things, their feelings, their whatever they is there for them, and they can't? Do you think they're there, or what would be the problem? Do you know, or
I do know that issue. So do you know what? There's many different barriers, but this goes all the way back to emotional maturity. It goes back to emotional intelligence, what I was talking about earlier. We could both have the urge and the feeling to, you know, talk about how we're feeling or want to express these different emotions or these different concepts that we hear outside. But it's the environment in which we then come and sit down and talk. You need to ask yourself, are you ready to listen to what that person may say, even if it's not what you're expecting? And that's what people are not ready for. They're only ready for what they want to hear, not what the person is, not the truth of what the person's going to say. And that's scary. Like, as a parent, you don't want to hear your child talking about sex. That makes you awkward. That makes you feel uncomfortable.
do you know how I feel right now?
I know, but it's really important to understand these type of things, because
if you realize that I'm shrinking, I don't know if it's me or it's you.
No, but Dad,
yes,
like that type of knowledge, just because let's say when I was 15 I would have never said that in front of you, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a barrier there, like I can't say that, it's weird, but
so
then that also stops me from coming to you for any advice or for any knowledge.
So,
and I will go outside, and you can't control the conversations that I have outside. You can't control what I learn outside, because I'll still learn it. I'll still know all of these things. The only difference is we're not talking about it in this house. But when I step out of this house, you can't control. Like, our community likes to control.
So let's say you are in the position where you talk about all this. You talk about sex in the family, in the house. Is that helping you when you go outside? Now is that a positive thing? Is that something that can stop you to, I don't know, to get lost out there?
Yeah. The reason why it's a positive thing, because open communication allows for growth and connection, and also just understanding more knowledge. Because if me and Jenna have a conversation, or you and Jenna have a conversation about sex, like for example, in year 6, children learn about sex education. But do you learn
year
about
6? How old are you? Year 6.
Year 6, you're 11. 11 years
So
old.
11. Where were you? You were not talking to me when you were 11.
Exactly. No one was, but you learn about it way before 11 as well, because children know before.
Junior. Okay, let's go.
Blame the primary schools.
Can you? But we have to come home with a letter saying this is what we're going to learn, signed to say that it's okay.
No. You were
and you signed it.
Okay.
You signed it and said yeah, it's fine.
You knew when I was busy reading my newspaper in French. You just put it there and you asked me to sign.
No, you have to like. I gave it to I gave it to Mum, and she said yeah, it's fine. But we never had a conversation outside of it. It's just you learn whatever they show you.
So okay, from 11, and great.
Jonah's 15. I'm 21.
Is it something beneficial, that knowledge that you receive at school when you were 11? Is it beneficial, or something is missing somewhere? Because when you go home, you don't talk about it, or how?
Yeah. Do you know? Here's the thing, and it's a big conversation in the UK and across the world. To be honest, sex education in school is very poor. it's very poor and it's not completely accurate. And then on top of that, the shame of, oh, I can't really talk about it. And then you come home. That's just like let's say you were a white family, the shame of talking about it. But then coming home to a black family, you're from Africa, you're not going to open your mouth to say anything anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not in the Bible.
Exactly. What? Wait, what?
You only talk about Bible.
Exactly, like you have people making jokes about how they're married, they have 10 children, but they will never talk about sex with their parents ever.
Okay, yeah. So, parent out there, please feel my...
No, what I was gonna say,
yeah, be in my shoes, parent out there.
No, what I am gonna say is, the fact is, knowledge, and you know this about when you're learning about yourself and gathering that knowledge, there's so much out there where you can get lost. And a lot of the times, when you don't have someone standing there to kind of guide you during that like age period, you can get lost. And that's the reason why there's so many... For example, with the lack of sex education, it leads to a lot of sexual assault, sexual harassment. When you look at the statistics of people that go through terrible traumas, it all relates back to the lack of knowledge, and it relates back to people not talking about what is healthy and what is not healthy. Because the things that we're taught, the things that we see on TV, the things that are pushed in front of us are not healthy. But they're pushed in front of us because it's what the entertainment business wants. It's what the society wants. So if parents are more open, like for example, I have a friend from university. She's 30, she's turning 30 and she has 3 children. But the way that she's raising those children, one is 11, the other one is 7, and the other one is 5. And they're all boys. And she's very open about sex education. She buys books, she talks to them about it. Like she's from Jamaica, she's black, and she's just very open, plain and simple, because even from a young age there's situations where people will turn around and try and put blame on you for things that you haven't done. Do you know what I mean? Like one of her children the teachers tried to put blame on her child just because he was black for something that an older child did to a girl. Okay.
So many issues.
Comes back to the lack of knowledge.
Guys.
Are you okay?
But that's a journey, Dad. I'm so sorry, Dad.
Hit on, or...
No, I'm so sorry. But it's... Do you know what it is? No, it's a journey.
Can I... Okay, I am 100% okay with that. 100% I support... That is the idea. So, you didn't get so many things. You missed so many things in terms of emotional support, conversations. I cannot say that we were the perfect parent, but we did our best.
The best, yeah.
And I think this could be the result of what we did in the past to give you that freedom of expressing yourself, because it's not the first time you come to me with a challenging subject. You talk about gay and lesbian in front of me, you ask me questions, all those things. It is the freedom that we gave to you. We allowed you since we're young to do it, to talk and to read, to understand. We've got ways as a family that we wanted you guys to grow up, and sitting here talking about this, I'm very, very happy. But the question is this the way we're supposed to educate you so that you got this freedom of coming in front of your dad and talking about everything? Is something that are you feeling confident enough that this freedom of expressing yourself, of researching, of talking has helped you to make the right decisions? Or to make the decision that you're making? Yeah, this freedom. And that is why she's saying she won't get married till...
But also, like, Jinnah, the knowledge that Jinnah's learning, it's the stuff that's in the Bible as well, like you, or in the Quran. Like, you learn about this stuff where it tells you you're not supposed to have sex before marriage. You need, do you know what I mean? Like, it tells you, but no one talks about it, but you're supposed to know.
So okay, Junior is on the back of the camera, but I will ask you this question. Would you prefer having time sitting down with your dad or mom talking about sex education at your age? You started.
I don't want to brag, but I'm quite knowledgeable already, so I wouldn't really need it. But for people that do need it would be good to have that freedom for the kids to talk to their parents about it.
Yeah. Okay, Diana, you spend time talking about sex. This family. I love my kids, guys. On that note, I'll tell you.
Junior's the one that killed it. Can you see? You cannot tell me I'm not close to tradition. Cause me, I was good. I was nice. Junior's the one that dropped the bomb. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Dad, she was talking about it for like 30 minutes straight, and I was on your side.
Yeah.
You see, she was going against you.
Look. He's trying to do mind games now. He's the one that dropped it, Dad. Remember?
She's trying to
it wasn't me.
She's trying to
so, anyway, no one is going to go in my mind and change my mind right now because I'm just one of those dad there sitting on fire right now. But I have to be honest, I'm quite happy that we can sit and talk about this. I didn't grow up talking to my dad this way. I was lucky enough to start seeing values, maybe the struggles, the things that I faced in life made me become the person that I am. And it doesn't happen to everyone that you bump into a situation that will change you to become a better person or a different person. But for me to sit here and talking about this subject, I will wish, this is a wish of so many parents on both sides, themselves to get the courage to be okay to listen, to be okay to talk, to be okay not only to point to the direction, but also to be open-minded to help the other side to walk into their dream. It is okay. As kids, probably so many kids would love to sit and talk to their parent about the challenges that they face every single day. So, and that is where, let's say, if it happens that, because it happens a lot in our communities that, and most of the time, young people get abused by people around them, the family members, from statistics and from examples from back home. We know all that. So if we start talking about sex education in the family at the age of 11, do you think if something happened in terms of it can be sexual abuse or whatever, sexual exploitation or whatever, that put you in the position where you feel free and you can go and your mom or your dad be the very first point of contact?
Like for me, that would make me feel more comfortable, and the situation wouldn't be comfortable at all.
Yeah.
But I even know people in our family that have experienced sexual abuse from family members, and till this day their parents are not giving them the support that they need. And it's like what it is, it's like, oh, don't speak about it, don't ever speak about that ever again, it's in the past. Don't, like, you will still see that person, but you're not allowed to talk about it. It's like, it's that shame. Do you know that idea of shame? And it's like, you don't speak about something that is like, ooh, like.
So for you, what would be the advice on both sides? If you know the victim and you know the parent who's trying to hide or not to allow things to talk about the situation, what would be your advice?
My advice to the person, let's say the victim, going through it, I would say you need to remember that your voice has power, and that even though your parents or the people around you may not listen now, you never know, they might listen in the future, but you need to listen to your own voice, because a lot of the times when you're around people that keep on pushing you down and pushes that trauma down, it feeds into you, feeds into that negativity and creates mental health issues that you can't really escape. So allowing yourself to be free in your expression and the way that you think and you feel will give you freedom from those negativities and those feelings. But on the other side, in terms of what would I say to the parents, I think ultimately you need to understand that your child is an individual. You don't, as much as though you want to protect them, you want to provide the best for them, I think there needs to be a level of understanding that life will happen to them regardless. There will be suffering, there will be pain, there will be things that happen, and you need to be prepared for that day when negativity or bad news may come to your doorstep, because it will come. Whether the child tells you or not, that's a reflection of whether you guys have a good relationship or not. Because a lot of the times you won't tell someone something because you're scared you're going to be like rejected, or you're scared they're not going to listen to you, they're going to push you away, all of those different reasons. But being able to listen, that is so powerful. Parents need to tap into that. Listen before anything else, because when you listen, you'll end up picking up on things that you never even realize. You'll end up realizing, wait, hold on, there's an aspect of my child's life that I never even knew about. Because a lot of parents say that they know their child the best, more than anyone else.
Yeah.
That may be true, but that's inside this household. Do you know your child outside? Do you know the different faces that they may have? And that all comes down to listening, allowing yourself to be open to communication. And that takes courage. Like the documentary that we were watching, takes a lot of courage to be open to conversations. Do you think I would have ever opened my mouth, Dad? Even though I was talkative when I was younger, when it came to serious matters, I would never talk about it. Or because in my head, I was just thinking, there's no way I can go about this. I don't know how to say this. Do you know what I mean?
So we were at that point where something could happen to you and you can't come and talk.
Yeah.
Your parents were bad.
Maybe. No, but no. That needs to get thrown out of the window, because the way that you guys brought us up was the way that you guys brought us up. It had positives, it had negatives. That is life. But to say that you guys are bad parents is wrong, because it's not the truth. Because through those different things, I've been able to learn and grow. So being able to grow, that is something that you guys gave me. I'm going
to the point where you were born as a strong woman. That is Diana, strong, powerful woman. I knew one day you'll be standing up and talking to people and telling people how you feel about things. But I'm going back to the experience. The what we're talking about here is the freedom of expressing yourself in case something happened to you. It can be, as we said, I know we already mentioned, the emotional support was not there, the connection was not there, all those small things. So it is because the parents don't give themselves the chance to communicate with the kid. They don't have that much time. And I think when I was talking at the top of this recording was for us was she's back at school, the food is ready, she can do some cleaning or doing whatever she has to do, homework, a bit of TV and bed. That was normal. That was our ways. Talking, yes, we could have, we're lucky enough, we used to have 1 or 2 days where we'll sit for an hour or two in doing I don't know what. But I feel like we have to do more. So that the kid become priority. And the challenge now is, I think this is the very first time, not only you, even me as a parent, we spend almost an hour, we haven't touched our phones. Because that is a new challenge. That is where now people don't even talk anymore. Because we are in the same room, everyone is on his phone. Everyone is on his own business. So there are new challenges that your kid after I don't know how many years will be facing the internet and all that. So you could see that we did our best, but I always feel like it was enough, but not really enough. But sometimes, as I say to you, I'll go to bed and sleep because I know Diana, Junior, or they're okay. We did what we're supposed to do. But was it enough? Diana, let's call Junior now.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's not. Sometimes it's good to reflect on the past and look at, okay, what could I have done better, X, Y, Z. But I think it's also realizing that you can't keep your mind in the past.
Yeah.
And that you need to, when you're reflecting, you need to be aware of saying, okay, these are the mistakes that I made. What am I going to do to ensure that the future doesn't look the same? And I think that's how I try to live. It's like, okay, what have I done wrong in the past? What have I went through? And how can I improve myself through those experiences so that, let's say, when I have my children, for example, or when I get into relationships, or when I speak to my siblings.
When you get married.
When I get married. When I get married.
Everyone on the set is happy. Look. I've got an opportunity to wear suit and be called. Yeah.
Don't be 80.
Yeah. Hopefully that won't be 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is why I keep training every single day so I can stay fit until Diana's change her mind. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I'll be pushing until. But no, to be honest, back to that subject. I'm changing subject here. I will never ever press you into going to married. No, I will never ever press the boys, but I will tell them what I think. Guys, bring me your credit score and your bank statement before getting married. If you are not financially secure and strong, if you haven't built a future, don't bring the story I'm gonna build with this wonderful, beautiful sister.
Because you haven't even built yourself up yet.
So there is no way you're gonna build the two. So do those things, and we'll be happy. I know Junior is. Why are you guys eating sweet?
What's wrong with sweets?
Onion free.
Junior, if we hear the sound of your chewing in this recording,
Nah,
I'm coming for you.
It needs to cool down. This.
Is it saying yeah? Okay, we have talked a lot. How many hours there?
You see me, I can talk for years. I can talk for such a long time.
2 hours.
Huh? You're lying. We've been talking
It's
for
8 and the game started already.